Oink or Viral View? Which one do you need as an Amazon influencer? What's up, guys? My name is Nate McAllister. I wrote a very long, detailed blog post about Oink and Viral View. I'm going to link to it down below. It's going to do a better job of really explaining everything here than I can in this video. I spent a ton of time on this because number one, I knew I wasn't leveraging either of them to their full potential. I use both, full disclosure, I use both, and I consider myself to be friends with both of the creators. I think they're great guys, and both tools help make me money. You don't need both. When you're at scale, I recommend both. If you want, I do have a coupon code for 10% off each. It is just EAM. It's for Evergreen Affiliate Marketing. I am an affiliate, so I do get a commission on that if you purchase. But I really want to make sure that you understand which tool is which. They have a ton of overlapping features. They probably, I would say, like 85% similarity, and they do the core things, but they also do things differently. So some of it is just about like personal preference, but there are some other things too that do kind of sway the decision one way or another. So let's get into it. I'll go through both. First, quick summary. Like I said, I've used both of them. I have never recommended tools like this that I can't legally say guarantee. But if you're doing actual volume on the Amazon influencer program, and not even a ton, I'm talking like 200-300 videos, if you can't make your money back, that's crazy. Like just with the fetch orders feature, which we'll talk about, you will make your money back. It's kind of, I hate saying that. my future public defender probably wouldn't like me saying that, but that's just how I've experienced it very quickly. And if you're a huge seller, I don't know why you're even watching this video. Just go buy both. Okay. So how do these tools make you money? So first, they help find missed commission opportunities. They scan your orders, and then they let you see if there's better creator connections opportunities, and then you can set it to automatically accept them. So sometimes the same product will have multiple creator connections, and that will find the one that's better. Better might be a longer out deadline. So you might have one that's expiring in 20 days, and they might have another one that is expiring in 180 days, and also higher commission rates, right? And it does that for you. Next, the big one, right, is enhancing creator connection outreach. When I first started Viral View, and actually I started using Fluencer Fruit first years ago. I got in the program about 2022, did it for a while, took a long time off, and then came back because of the creator connections and because of tools like Viral View and Oink that were making it easier to reach out to brands and creator connections and actually get products, right? To actually get samples in bulk. Like I get a decent amount of stuff every day that I go home from work. I have stuff at my doorstep ready to review. Not only that, but with their other tools, I'm able to get the right types of products. I'm not just getting everything that anyone will send me. I'm actually able to get things that have a good shot at actually making money. So enhancing creator connections outreach, we're able to do things like send messages in bulk. We're able to do things like put dynamic placeholders where we can say like, hey, brand, and then it fills the brand. I'm interested in ASIN, and it fills in the ASIN. Okay. This video is tough because I'm not allowed to actually show the back end of creator connections. That is just one of Amazon's like soft core policies. You're not supposed to show it because they don't want past deals to appear. I do have some screenshots in here that I have redacted that will kind of showcase how this actually works, right? Aiding in product research. So product research, that was where I messed up early on, was overthinking product research. Product research doesn't really come into play until you've already reviewed all of the stuff in the general vicinity, like the stuff near your house, the stuff that you can just get out, right? When you're brand new, I recommend reviewing everything you can. Just get it done, get it out. And then product research becomes a thing when you're doing stuff like proactive buying, which is what I do. Like if I need a certain product, like let's say that I want some more protein bars and I'm open-minded to trying different brands. Protein bars is a bad example. I don't really care about grocery items, but let's say that I needed a new wallet. Okay. I would go on and I would go into Amazon and I would see which wallets might have higher potential for earnings, right? And both tools show that in different ways. And then I would buy the one with the higher earnings as long as I don't really care. As long as the product's not exponentially worse or something, I'm going to usually buy the one that has a higher earning potential so that I can review it and at worst, basically get the product at a discount. Like if it's a $50 product and I can make 25 bucks on commissions, cool. That's good. So I do that. But then also the big one is creator connections outreach. You don't need to reach out to brands that have products that aren't making sales or have too much competition. There's no point, right? It's a waste of time. It is kind of fool's gold. It's a fool's errand to try to reach out and take every single product that you can get, unless you're like flipping them afterwards, or you just are so desperate for products and you have too much time on your hands and you don't mind doing a lot of things that aren't going to make any money, right? Next is speeding up admin tasks. So both tools have features like storefront health check that let you go through and find things like untagged videos. Oink has a feature that lets you actually go through and update all titles for underperforming videos, which is neat. Like, why not? If you have a product if you have a video that's getting, the product's getting tons of views, but you're getting none of them, why not go through and just change all of the titles? Storefront health monitoring, and then providing enhanced analytics. Both tools have their own way of showing you your sales, your commissions, your creator connections earnings over time. Really neat. We all know that the Amazon creator dashboard leaves a lot to be desired. It's not very good. Okay. And another note, both tools are constantly improving. It's just kind of a race to improve. You can tell that both of them want to be the leader, and we benefit as users because it's just been an arms race for who can make the coolest tool, and they both ended up making very, very cool, powerful tools. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the overlapping features, because like I said, there's like 85% overlap. So they are very interchangeable. And then I'm going to explain, the ones that don't overlap, which is why I use both. Okay, creator connections outreach templates. You can create templates that you can send in bulk, and they're going to do things like placeholders, show your, there's best practices, right? You want to include your address, your Amazon storefront, stuff like that. They both do that. Fetch sales. This is the biggest one. This is why I started with Oink when it came out, because it goes through and fetches your daily sales, and then you can cross check it with Creator Connections to see if any of the products you've sold have Creator Connections campaigns that you can accept. Right? Huge. That right there pays off the tool. Both tools. Untagged video check, like I said, performance analytics, order history scan. So this is really big. One of the things I love about Viral View is that you can do a order scan that scans all of your products. So when you're first starting out, I'd tell people, I'm like, dude, at least do a month of Viral View, run an order scan, and check all of the products, because it's going to actually list them with what is called a viral score, which is not a perfect number, but it's a nice rule of thumb that kind of tells you, hey, these are the products that are probably worth doing first. Again, I recommend doing all of the products you have in your house first, but why not triage and make a list of 20 that Viral View says are pretty decent, right? Why not front load your earnings so you can start earning more quickly, as opposed to waiting until you do all 1,000 products in your house, right? There's no harm in that. Also, it just feels better. I know a lot of people need that like dopamine hit of the first early sales. And if you do the right products first, you have a better chance of getting that little hit and then keeping with it. Sales estimates, right? A couple of the tools I used in the past had to be integrated with like Jungle Scout, which to me, it's kind of a non-negotiable that the tools do show daily units sold and also 30-day MRR. Influencers count, critical. Not just how many, but also how many are in the upper carousel, if there's any in the upper carousel, lower carousel placement, stuff like that. Collaboration tracker, this one's kind of more just fun. Some people like to really track their collaborations. If you have so many at once that you need to keep track of it, for me, I get a product and I just review it. Like, I'll come home and I will hide until I'm done reviewing the stuff that's at my doorstep. But some people put it off and they want to kind of monitor things and stuff like that. That's not really how I operate, but some people like to. Bulk submit accepted campaigns. We don't have to submit the campaigns, but it's a best practice. I could definitely see Amazon saying, hey, you need to start submitting them. We're not going to pay you for stuff that you didn't actually do. So I think it's a good best practice. Video and thumbnail downloader, cool, very useful if you're doing things like cross-posting, or just to have them in case you ever get like suspended or something. It's a nice feature to have. Okay, now let's talk about the key differences, right, and how they are not similar. Product scoring. Viral View does a product score. So they will do a score from 0 to 100, and anything closer to 100 is assumed to be better. They factor things like daily sales, competition, stuff like that, and then they give you a score. Is it perfect? No. I've had products that had really low viral scores sell, and I've had products that had really high viral scores not sell. But for the most part, it's been a good rule of thumb, and I really like to use it when I'm shopping. What I'll do is I'll scan all the products on one page, and Viral View gives you that big overview. So I like Viral View for the product research side of things, right? So if I had to kind of explain the difference between the two, I would say Viral View. I love Viral View for product research, and I like Oink for Creator Connections outreach. The big one is because Oink Creator Connections right now is unlimited. You can send as many as you want. With Viral View, there is a cap. So you do have a cap of how many you can actually send. And then it costs more. You can only send up to 100, and that will end up costing about $200 a month as of right now, which is worth it. But when one's free, it's tough to justify that. Okay. Web application. Viral View has a web app. Oink is entirely a Chrome extension. They're both Chrome extensions, but Viral View also has a web app. On-page Creator Connection messaging. You can send messages directly from the page with Oink. With Viral View, you can do what they call a bucket. I'm guessing that they'll add on-page messaging soon. Also, my apologies if I miss anything that's changed. These move so fast. Literally, I posted this like a week ago, and I bet some of these things have already been updated. If Viral View, let me know in the comments if I get any of these wrong, if they've been updated, or I just flat out missed them. There's just so many features for both of them. Even if you don't use all of the features, like I said, even if you just use the fetch orders, these pay for themselves if you're at scale. All right, on-page Creator Connection messaging. So you can message directly with Oink, and with Viral View, they have what they call a bucket. So you can do a add to bucket, and then when you get into the Creator Connections dashboard, you can send bulk messages. Bulk product research data tables. So if you've used Jungle Scout or any tool, my Amazon seller friends will recognize the format of Viral View. You can tell that it was created by an Amazon seller because of how it's laid out. And I am an Amazon seller coming from that community. It's like my love language, the way it's laid out. So I do like that. TikTok Shop functionality. There's a huge overlap between TikTok Shop and the Amazon Influencer Program. And Viral View has a couple of cool features for TikTok Shop. I'm not really using them a ton myself, but they do have some functionality. Also, there's a lot of pro tip here. TikTok Shop, get approved for the TikTok Shop because it is another huge source of products. People send samples on TikTok Shop like crazy, especially if you are approved in the program. It's just harder to get approved for the TikTok Shop than it is for the Amazon Influencer Program. So you get a little bit more respect over there when you ask for products. And a lot of the products you can also, most products on TikTok Shop are also on Amazon. So you get the double whammy. Creator Connections page, product filtering and scoring. So on Creator Connections, you can actually filter campaigns with that viral score. The only problem with that is that everyone with Viral View is doing that. So you do have to kind of go outside of the basics, like the ones that are recommended, scanning the recommended ones, and then messaging all the ones that have higher viral scores. Those are going to be flooded. But if you go to like a category, you can, or filter things down by commission rate and filter them down a little bit, then you can kind of get a little bit more value out of that. Order history scan and scoring. So again, Viral View does have that scoring feature on the order history scan. Oink does let you do order history scans as well, and it will show you if things have, if you've created videos for them or not, and if they have Creator Connections. It's just not really as robust. Copyright audit. I don't do this. I know a lot of creators that do. It'll let you see if brands are using your content, and then you can go through the process of having them remove it. I don't really care if they do. I mean, I don't love it, but just got a lot of things to think about. I don't really worry too much about that. I don't want another Amazon influencer using my content, but I'm not so much worried about the brands. Even, I mean, if you can message a brand, be like, hey, you're using my video, send me $250, or I'm going to, how it works. Planner. Oink has a little bit of a piggy planner. So with Oink, the creator is a huge Amazon seller. He's a six-figure Amazon influencer. Six-figure Amazon influencer, walks the walk, knows what he's talking about, and he created a planner that you can click, and it will actually show you some of the things that you should be doing every day, right? Overtagged ASINs. This is one that I believe is unique to Oink. It'll show you if you have too many ASINs tagged on one listing or on one video, and then you can remove some of them. Overtagging ASINs is, I didn't really have any. I never really did a lot of double tagging. Maybe I should, but I didn't really have very many of those, but some people do. Built-in thumbnail creator. This is pretty cool. It's not super robust yet, but if you're uploading from the desktop app, you can actually use Oink to create templates. So it's like an overlay that goes on the image that you provide, and they look pretty good. Brand collaboration organizer. So with Viral View, they do have in their web app, you can track the collaborations and see exactly how they look. I'm sorry, see, like it's kind of like a Trello board type of thing where you can actually see like the status, like in negotiation, awaiting product, stuff like that, completed, and then it will actually show you like how much you've earned or how much dollar value you have of free products, which is fun. It's fun to see how huge that number is, even though it's like a lot of the stuff that we get, we can't resell, like supplements and all that. Title optimizer, spy on listing headlines, and it'll actually give you optimization titles, subjects. YouTube upload shortcuts. They also have UK and Canada shortcuts. I should have added that. So Oink is focused on also recommending that people do cross post to YouTube, which is smart because then you can get those offsite commissions and just add another stream for the work that you've already done. Okay, so where does Viral View win? I think it wins on product research just because of the broad nature of how it works. So if you see here, this is what a product page looks like in Viral View. It shows all of these different things here, right? It shows viral score. It gives me all the data that I want, and also I can filter to show what I want. So like if you don't need all of that information, you can edit it. It'll show you if your video is placed on there, stuff like that. So it just adds this big overlay onto every Amazon search page. It's not going to work on like movers and shakers and stuff, but it is going to work on anything you search. So if you're trying to find products, one of the things you do is go in there and type like, laser pointers, and then you can filter it up here with the product view. And when you filter the product view, it's going to show all these. So I have my filter set to only show ones with clear connections, even though there's a lot of products that have high rival scores that don't have clear connections. When I'm searching like that, I'm trying to find things to send to my brand outreach emails or messages. And then this is their bucket. So you just click that. You don't even have to save or anything. You just click that. And then when you go into Career Connections, you can actually send a broadcast that will send to everything you have in the bucket. Basic plan is just 20 messages, but you can get up to 100. All right. And then let's talk about how Oink kind of does their product research. They do it a little bit differently. And I love having both. Because with Oink, I come in here and I can see break-even profit calculator, which is really fun when you're doing the proactive buying. So you're like, hey, if I buy this and make a video, how long will it take for me to make my money back? And with this one, they're saying if I am doing the clear connection and I have a video, I could break even in 26 days. And then they have and it's not a perfect science, right? There's other variables that go in there, but I appreciate that they put it out there. You're welcome to test it yourself. I found that it is pretty accurate. And then over here, you have the Ask Oinkers. I like this because you can just say, tell me about this product, and it will literally tell you if they recommend, if you should consider purchasing it or not. And then they say, should you accept it if it's free? And then they'll say yes or no, right? So that's kind of how Oink does it. I like that. You can turn that off. Some people turn it off. I don't. I like to have it there. It's not like super intrusive. You can shrink it. So where does Oink win? It's a Swiss Army knife for productivity and unlimited brand outreach. Just unlimited brand outreach. It's hard to not love that. You can send as many as you want. It works a little bit differently. So when you go onto a product page and you click find Creator Connection campaigns, it's going to scan all of the page and it's going to show everything in a list. And then you can just select which ones you want to send to and then send all at once. And they don't cap you on how many, which would be, they could cap us and charge us more, and they don't. Hopefully I don't jinx it and make that a reality, but that's where we're at now. Okay. And also a little stuff, with Oink, you're actually able to do, if you've been in the program, if you've sent a lot of Career Connections, you can't do line breaks with Viral View or just by manually messaging, but you can do line breaks with Oink. So when you send a message, it will actually not just be one huge, ugly, lumpy text. It will actually break it up, which is very cool. But then it does send it, the catch-22 is that it sends it as 2 messages. which isn't a big deal. But if Amazon ever decides to throttle how many messages we can send per day, which to me seems like an inevitability, it could become a thing then. Other stuff, low performing videos, campaign processing results you can run through and update any unmatchable campaigns to an idea list. And it's just going to put them all into one big idea list and you publish it. Pricing, this is where it starts to really get different. And I'm comparing the top plans because all the features I talked about, like some of them come with the free. Both plans, you need the pro plan for both. And Oink is by far the cheaper option. $29, and then you take the 10% off, and it's going to take it down to like even $25. Don't do math in public. 79 per month. You're going to take that down to about 71 with the coupon. And then annually, this is something that Oink needs to. I love it. It's a good thing for us, but $199 per year. Crazy discount on annual. It's not just 10%, or it's not just 2 free months like usual. So Viral View is 2 free months. And keep in mind that this is the Viral View plan with 20 messages, which is a decent amount. If you're sending 20 messages every day, the average influencer, that's not bad, right? But if you want more than that, you're gonna have to pay or use a tool like Oink, which is why I recommend both, because I just love the way they work together. They complement each other really well. As you see here, here's kind of an example of how they complement each other. This is a creator connection. Sorry, I have to redact so much. But with this, I can see stuff like the brand deal up here, and I can set a status. And then I can see with Oink or with Viral View, they do have their quick click templates. So I can just click that and it'll send it. Or I can do it with Oink. And I actually do use Oink now more because of the line break option. And then again, when I'm doing product research, I'll usually start with Viral View, and then I'll get onto the product page here, and I'll actually then ask Oink. So I'm basically getting 2 opinions on it, which is super important. All of the features, you can come to this article, check it out. Which tool is more accurate? They're both accurate. One thing that I have found Oink does have an advantage of is Oink knows when a creator connection is actually active. And I've noticed that Viral View has a little bit of a lag. So sometimes Viral View will say that there's a creator connection available and there's not. The sales and all that both seem to be equally accurate compared to one another. That's really it, guys. That's really it. I recommend both. Use coupon code EAM for 10% off. Really good tools. Last question, are they compliant with Amazon terms of service? Yes. There is nothing as of right now that says that they are not compliant. We do keep our thumb on the pulse of what Amazon's doing, because anytime something is too good to be true, Amazon comes and ruins it. But right now it is too good. It is true and it is good. So jump on it. These are a huge option. I don't think that I would do the program without these tools. So check it out. See you guys in the next video.